Hi! I'm so glad you came in to join. This is the first try on making my Knitting with Amanda vlog English speaking. I'd love to have comments in what you liked, if you've seen any of my Swedish speaking episodes, what do you want me to talk more about of what I spoke about here. I'm happy to improve. And also, do you have any critique about my language? Please tell me. As I'm not an English native speaker, I can always learn more. I will talk about what I've finished since my last episode, which is in Swedish, of course. I will talk about the projects I'm currently working on, my whips. I will talk about my Make 9 for 2021. I'm happy that you'll join me on this journey. And I'm almost done with this row. And then we'll kick off this first episode in 2021. There, because whoever wanted to stop in the middle of a row? I will talk more about this project in a moment. First, my completed objects, and the first one, as I think most of you, is house cuppers. I will talk with our terms and what is happening in the cup right now. And Quidditch match 1 is on the go with a maximum yardage of 100 yards. And I made sure to stay clear of that with Niblet by Sarah Shira, our very own imagined landscapes. The pattern is No Fun Like Gnome Fun, and this is the smallest one in that collection. Very, very fun. I hid him in the Christmas tree for the turn-in. Go find him if you can. I have also done one of the bigger ones before. The cylinder-shaped one. And they are adorable. I love all her gnome patterns. My second finished object for this year is the hat Untra. Untra is a location, a little village in northern Sweden. And the person who made this pattern has a friend who comes there from that village, and that is how the name come to be. And no, I have no idea exactly where in Sweden it is. It is a simple K2 Pearl 2 rib hat with a very, very nice crown. It is so delicate. It was a real joy to knit it. It is in a ladies and child's size done together for my son. It is the size lady in the width and child size in the length. And it actually fits my son really good. He's 4. He had it on in approximately 1 minute before he threw it off and said he wanted his other hat. But I'm very happy with it. The pattern is from a Swedish yarn fabricator and it is only available in Swedish. And the yarn is their new Swedish, 100% Swedish wool yarn. It is very exclusive. It has kind of the same feel as the Icelandic wools, Let Lupi, but it doesn't have the last itchiness or the last roughness. It is still a very rustic and what do you say the name? What is the word I'm searching for? Yeah, it's very organic wool. So it's a lovely yarn to work with. I don't know if it's available elsewhere than in Sweden, but there is a lot of stores that have it. You have the name below, and after that it's just a Google around. Or tell your local yarn store that take in yarn from this company. Perhaps. My second pattern project whip, I should say, is not this one, because this one is complete. It's a striped finger mitt for the little man. It's not for me. It fits him. He tried it on several times for every finger, so I would know. But here is the second one. And yeah, it has been in this state for quite a while now, so it really is time to complete and weave in all the ends. Unfortunately, I've done my detention for January. I almost finished these socks on my what it's called, New Year's Eve, but I didn't sew the last stitching because that I had to wait for until 9 AM, because that is when the cup term started. But after that I was quite fast. Sew it in and turned it into detention. It's a really fun, it was a fun pattern. It's vanilla lattice socks in self-striping yarn, and she gives several options. I did the partridge eye heel. I love this, how this heel looks. It is gorgeous. And then I did, because I had no plans on doing Kitchener stitch on New Year's Eve, so I did the star-shaped toe, and it fits like a dream. I have very narrow feet, so I did the 56 stitch size and it fits perfectly. It's quite hard to put on and off, so when it's on, it's on, when it's off, it's off, but it stays put. I love it. And now I need to complete the other one for Hufflepuff sock along for January. And now to my big project, my favorite project of this Harry Potter cup term, my owl. It is the sweater Vardag, or translated to English, it's weekday. It is a half brioche knit fabric, so you work brioche in one side and then you work ordinary K1 P1 on the other side, and I love it. It becomes a wonderful fabric in the Svensk Ull, and it is a very, very nice pattern. It starts with this braid in the neck, and then you make the backside for a little bit, and after that you do the neckline and the front parts of the yoke, and it is so much fun. Yeah, unfortunately the patterns both for Untra and this one is only available in Swedish, but maybe they can translate it, who knows. The pattern is from this pattern book leaflet, and there are, let's see here, it's 7 different patterns in here. 2 pair of mitts, 2 sweaters, one sweater, 1 cardigan, the hat, a scarf, a crochet blanket, which I absolutely love the sight of. Yeah, I love it. And I put it upside down because I just want to show the colors of this amazing yarn. I just love them. Sorry about that. My nose is a bit tickly now when I've worked with so much in the wool. Now for today's big subject. It's my Make 9 for 2021. Last episode I did a recap of my 2020's Make 9. If you want that translated into English, I can surely do that and put up in another vlog, so that you get all the info that I show, and also you have all the links to the patterns and such in the show notes. But what do I want to make this year? Yeah, I got a very, very nice Christmas present from my sister-in-law, the Harry Potter magical knitting book, translated into Swedish. I absolutely love it. I love it so much. The first project that I favorited and that I have bought more Swedish Svensk Ull yarn for is the Owl Post Pullover. I love it. It's a beautiful pattern. I will, however, omit the detailing on the inside there. I don't think the receiver cares so much about Harry Potter and secret messaging. And also, I will also omit the owl on the arm, because I don't think she'd appreciate that. I would, she wouldn't. So I'm omitting it, and maybe there are some other changes I will make, shortening the arms and a little bit like that. I will make it in the same yarn, in the same colorway as Untra hat. It will be, I think it will do nicely in that yarn. It will be it will be such a big color pop. Yeah, I'm loving it. The second project that is on my Make 9 is also from the Harry Potter book. It's the Expecto Patronum mittens, and that I will make in Jamiesson&Smith 2-ply jumper weight yarn. It is a little bit thinner than the suggested yarn, but I think it will work nicely. I have this cone of 500 grams, and I also have here this colorway that is will make a lovely, very dark, very shadowy fabric. And I have tried it, so I see that this works. I just wonder how will I be able to fit it in the cup, because a single mitt isn't that hard. Now the pair rule has been omitted in most places, but you also have an inner mitten, a lining in 2 strands of mohair. This one is from Rauma, it's Plum. It's a Norwegian yarn brand, but mohair, it's always mohair. You can find it anywhere. In the book, they have suggested Shibui knits, Silk Cloud, and since it is in I never know if I can get the same yarn, so I always look at the weight of the yarn and the type of yarn and try to find something similar. I'm very much looking forward, and yeah, it's not the same, but I thought a little bit of light in the tunnel, and I couldn't resist this color. It's such a lovely green. I like the sheen of it. My third project on my Make 9 this year is the sweater Anders by Sorren Rerr. It's a children's sweater in sport weight, and I'm thinking of using another yarn from Rauma, which was Baby Panda. It's a lovely, I think it was 100% merino, maybe? I don't remember what yarn it was. It's sport weight anyway, and there is a lot of colors, and it's a very soft and nice yarn to use. I had it in one of my owl projects from last term, which was my jigsaw project. It was very, very nice to knit in, so I'm looking forward to that. Otherwise, if I'm not using Baby Panda, I'm gonna try and find a new indie dyer from Sweden that I haven't knitted from, and try more of that fabric yarn. Of course, who doesn't like indie dyers? My fourth pattern for my Make 9 is Musubu. It's from a Japanese designer called Ririko, and I will use the same yarn. It is Jamiesson&Smith 2-ply jumper weight. It is for my husband, so I don't, and we haven't bought the yarn for the yoke yet. We have a shop about 100 kilometers from here that we will visit and find a complementary color. I will take this with me and see what fits with it. So I don't have the same problem as with my last sweater that I bought, because I already had plans for this one, but there isn't enough definition between the main color and the complementary colors, so I'm a little bit bummed by that, but I will buy a new cone in a light gray so that I can make it anyway. After that I have the Oslo hat, Oslo lue, which is stockinette knitted hat with a 3 times folded brim, which is very good for me because my ears hurt a lot when they get cold. So I'm not much for knitted hats, but I will try this one, and they say 3 times a charm, and I've frogged it twice. So now I've bought new yarn from Norway in alpaca, and also a lovely grey in mohair. And I think this will do a very, very nice marled effect. I'm really looking forward to it. Maybe I should have made it already, but I've had so many other plans that I've wanted to do, so it's been on wait. It's been on my wait list. My next pattern is the Stella Christmas hat by Katarina Linnhagen. I don't know if the pattern is in Swedish only, or if it's translated to English, but it's a lovely Christmas hat, a long lovely hat, and I want to knit one for me, one for my son, and one for my husband. And yeah, it's a lovely hat in 1 thread mohair. Again, I love knitting with mohair. I've only done it in 2 projects, I think, but I'm absolutely in love with it. So if I can, all projects would be in mohair. Next, my 7th project is already started. It's the Vardag sweater pullover by Vourela. And as I said, it's only in Swedish, unfortunately. So even if you're very interested in it, talk with the company, and maybe if they get enough mails about it, they'll translate it. I've seen, when I've shared it, I've seen a lot of person who says, "Oh, I want to make that." So if you just tell them, maybe they start the process of translating it. My next project is also Harry Potter themed. It's the HP3 mittens by Knitting Lotta. It's the pattern with the Harry Potter emblem on the back. And now my kid comes. Mama. My 8th project that I want to have done in 2021 is HP3, another Harry Potter themed project. It's the mittens. It's mittens with the Harry Potter crest on its back, and they are absolutely stunning. I don't have the yarn yet, and I don't know if I will make it in the suggested yarn, which is a sport weight, or if I'll go down a size to fingering weight or light fingering weight, so that I can translate it to my small hands. Or if this is a plan, if the mittens, the Expecto Patronum mittens project works well, I might do them a little bit too big and make a lining to them. So it's exciting. It will be an exciting year. But now 8, it misses one. It's maybe the most exciting project this year, even if it's last. And yeah, it's been on my thought list for a long time. I bought the yarn this summer. It is my mission project. I'm currently not exactly planning to have it done in mission time. I want to have 25% finished, so I get the 25 points for Hufflepuff. But yeah, what pattern is it, you ask? It is Draconis by Nim Teasdale, a lovely shawl, and I will use, do you see the sparkle? I will use this dusk lavender colored yarn from Moods of Color, an indie dye from the northern parts of Sweden, and it is my absolutely favorite yarn to knit in. It is soft, and she is a very, very good indie dyer. These colors are from her. It's a mini Hank skein I bought, which I don't have a color name for, and the one below is Hidden Treasures. I used it 2 terms ago for a class, and I made the socks. I made these socks from Mesha Knits, who has played for Slytherin. I don't know if she currently plays. And they were inspired by Smaug's lair and the treasure he has. I'm actually very proud of that of the storytelling in that turn-in. I might link to it down below, so that if you're interested you can read it, because it was a fun writing, and I am not a creative writer. I am a watcher and a reader. I'm not a writer. Yeah, that was 9 projects. And in every episode, not every one, because sometimes I forget, so this one I will have, I have a tip for a movie, a series, a radio show or something. This time it's a podcast. It's the Soundtrack Show, an English-speaking podcast that you can find where podcast is found. It's an iHeartRadio production, so you can find it on that website. I listen to it on Acast. To the point. The Soundtrack Show. It is a man who is very interested. He is very cunning. He has worked in the soundtrack business in both video games and TV series and in movies for a lot of years. And he is a very good explainer. It's so much fun to listen to. It's even if I'm not very knowledgeable in music, I understand what he says. He explains everything very thoroughly, and he talks about everything. He talks about a compositor, a music maker like John Williams, or Danny Elfman. He has also talked about. He is doing in-depth programs about the music in specific movies. There is 3 episodes on Jaws. There is 2 or 3 episodes on the first Harry Potter film. He has, in preparation for Christmas, he did 3 episodes on Home Alone, which gave me a lot of info that I didn't know, both on the movie and on the compositions, because it is made by John Williams and he uses some of the same instruments and tricks when he made the music to Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and it is so much fun to listen to and see how you can think about it. And my favorite episode, which I might have to listen to again, is actually the episode called Doom and Gloom. It's right in the beginning of the series. It is about when something is doomed, and about melody that is called Diatherum, which means it's Latin. It's something that it has often been used in church music in the Middle Ages, in the Dark Ages in English, and it's so fascinating. I absolutely love it, and I encourage you to listen to it, because you learn so much and you get so curious about all these movies, and that you can get more inspiration from again. Yeah, now I'm rambling, but if you've talked to me online, you know that I usually am. So I'm happy that you've joined me for this first episode, and as I said in the beginning, please tell me if I'm on the right track, if there is something else that you want to know, and if there is something that are in Swedish knitting that you might be curious about. Oh, and you recognize this picture? You can only see half, but it's from IKEA, which is a Swedish company, but you knew that, right? It's an old picture of the Manhattan in the 1930s, 1940s, and I love it. So I have it on my wall. Yeah. Have a nice day and have a lovely 2021. If this turns out good, I will release it, and hopefully I will see you again. Take care, and I'm thinking of you all. Have a nice day.